But how about the fact that Belal Muhammad, who I even think that we mentioned on the show last week as a potential guy to slide in there and fight him, I love these spots. He's never fought in a main event. He's taken a big opportunity. He's won 4 in a row, massive shot against a guy who's on a roll. And at the end of the day, like I got so many people last week saying, what an idiot Leon Edwards is. Why is he taking this fight? He's got nothing to gain, nothing. First of all, people, do you forget that this is how fighters make a living? Like the guy's got to get paid. So
he hasn't been paid in a while.
July of 2019. So that's one thing to gain. Number 2, at the end of the day, this isn't a meritocracy. Just win, baby. You win. You're on ESPN. You get on the mic. You cut a promo. Now you're in everyone's consciousness. The championship you got to win. So for him to sit out and say, I love that Leon said March 13th, I'm not budging. I love the fact that Belal stepped up. It's a fun, sort of rocky moment for Belal getting an opportunity to fight. Like everything about this, I love. I saw some people say oh, Leon blew this. How could they give this main event? Oh, no, the guy just needs to fight. He's getting his fight. Good on Leon. Good on Belal. I'm all in.
It's been too long since Leon's fought, first off. So even though he's won 7 in a row, in the mind, it's like, when was that 7 wins in a row? He hasn't lost since he lost to Kamaru Usman. Last time that dude lost was to the champ whenever they first were in the UFC.
8, by the way.
8 in a row, sorry. He's actually, and Leon fought well. Kamaru just took him down a lot, right? But on the feet, he did a good job. And he's a threat. It's been so long that you can look into that matchup down the line. Belal Muhammad, though, finds himself in a only win situation. There's not much to lose for him.
Amen.
What's he ranked now? What's Belal ranked now? He was 13 going into his last fight. I bet he's got to be getting close to the top 10. He was very disappointed in the fact that when people talk about champions and future champions, he was never mentioned. This opportunity gives him a chance to put himself in the conversation, because if he beats Leon Edwards, he'll be in the top 10 squarely, and he'll be looking at another massive fight with the chance to go up the rankings. This is a big spot for Belal, man. Remember the name, Belal Muhammad, and this dude can fight. He's tough. He's durable. He's got great cardio. But, he is going to fight Leon Edwards, who is just striking. Rocky's as good as they come. He really is.
Belal's still 13. So I love everything about it because we have seen these spots before. Like if you're a guy who's on the fringe, 13, 14, 15, this is how you break through. Like we saw, remember Jack Hermanson took a short notice fight against Jacare. This is how you break through. And so for Belal, it's an opportunity to break through. It's an opportunity for Leon to get paid. I love that he didn't budge. He needed to fight. He should have stayed on that January 20th card. And I'm happy they're moving on from the Khamzat situation for now. This is what I don't like about it. This fight should have been Colby versus Leon. I'm upset with Colby. He needed to take this fight. What does he do? I don't understand what Colby's doing. What is he going to wait for Usman Masvidal? He's going to fight in 2022 because guess what? The winner of that fight's not fighting again this year. Like what more do you want than a Leon Edwards fight? What are you waiting for? I don't understand.
Fight somebody. Colby needs to fight somebody.
Don't you agree that he botched this one?
But who is that? Who is there? I don't necessarily. I don't know if he botched it in the sense that he didn't have a lot of time, right? Like it's not like he had a full camp to prepare. And Ariel, you can only talk about just the matchup to a certain degree. You got to take into all the different aspects. One, Colby Covington, because of the way that he fights, the output and the effort that he fights with, you cannot gain that in 2 weeks.
Not 2 weeks. We're talking 5 weeks.
When's the fight?
March 13th. But Khamzat's been out for like over a week now.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. The way that he fights, he needs time to get in like great shape. You don't
fight against Robbie Lawler in August. That couldn't have been more than 5, max 6 weeks. Remember when he fought Robbie Lawler on a fight night in the middle of the afternoon in Newark, New Jersey in August?
Yeah, I remember that. Well, but yes, and then look at all the output. So I would like to go back and see how long he had to prepare for that, because you don't get to in that type of shape fast. It takes time to be able to put out the type of effort that Colby Covington puts out whenever he fights. So I see why he didn't. Do I believe that it should have been those two? Yes. Because then we'd have a clear number one contender after.
Here's what I just don't want to see happen. I don't want to see him squat on his spot. This is my issue with the welterweights. It's a lot of squatting. And by the way, Masvidal's in that boat. Gilbert Burns is in that boat. There's a lot of people squatting on their spot. I don't want to see Colby, who right now is number one, in the rankings for whatever that's worth, squat on his spot. So next, I want to see Chiesa against Colby, who, he called him out. I want to see Wonderboy against Colby, or by the way, Gilbert Burns versus Colby. But I don't want to see him squat on his spot and not fight for the entire year. I thought this was the fight, fine, but he's got to fight someone else, right?
I say Colby, yes, he has to fight. Yes, but he also needs to try to line up that fight with when the champ is fighting somewhere in the same area so that they're in line to go again. Because I believe that every single time Colby Covington fights Kamaru Usman, it's the most difficult fight for him. I think it's the most every time.
For who? For Usman or for
Usman?
Colby?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think for both, right? Because I think that even though Usman finished him last time, he pushed him so much, and it was such a close fight, 2-2 going into round 5.
Yep.
Across the board, 2-2 going into round 5, and Kamaru finished him. So it's always a difficult fight, and I feel like for all things considered, at this point today, they are the top 2 welterweights in the world. I know Gilbert Burns. I said this about Gilbert a couple weeks ago, but that competition showed that I was wrong with him and Usman. But I don't think Usman ever does Covington like that. It's always a very difficult fight. Usman wins still, but I think that if those guys fought a whole bunch of times, you could see varying results.
Couldn't agree more. Colby Covington is the second best welterweight on the planet right now.
Yes.
And maybe that's why I really wanted to see the Leon fight, and I felt like the stars aligned perfectly for it. But I just don't want to see him sit out in the prime of his career the entire year and wait for the winner of Usman Masvidal. That to me would be crazy. So we'll see how that all pans out. By the way, there was some talk last week. This is never going to happen, right? Khabib go up and fight Usman, or Usman go up and fight Izzy. I saw that, I don't even think that's worth entertaining. I don't see those guys ever fighting. I don't see it ever even being close to reality.
I think when you look at those guys, they're actual welterweights and lightweights. Khabib maybe could fight at 170. He's a big guy, but he would still look small next to Usman, right? I believe that Usman going up to 185 would be not the best situation. He's too small. These guys, he's a true welterweight, and he needs to fight at welterweight and establish himself as the greatest welterweight of all time, even though you believe there's work to be done in that aspect.